Namaste everyone. Good to see so many of you taking Confidence 21 challenge. As you all know, this is someone practicing yoga for many years but scared about Shirshasana, or some of us who are struggling to get upside down. This step by step guidance to make your practice smooth and master your Shirshasana. We don't waste time now. Let's get started. Tadasana, one of the most powerful asana for Shirshasana. What we need to remember here, the centering it, and the weight has to go all four directions. Always remember, when you do Tadasana well, which helps you to take your Shirshasana in gravity. That's why you have to build your Tadasana well. And how to do Tadasana? Bring the legs closer, but make sure there is no pressure on the knees or your ankles, and drop the hands freely and keep the knees soft, a light contraction on the perineum, and there should be no stress on the neck or shoulder. The whole body stays in one line and breathe naturally. Around 45 seconds to a minute. You can repeat this many times in a day, which builds your Shirshasana much smoother. Exactly upside down will become Shirshasana later. And by doing Tadasana, not only Shirshasana builds, your overall presence builds. Remember, when your presence is there, naturally improves our confidence. Once you know Tadasana well, the next three asana comes here. Uttanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Virasana. These three, it has to go combination. You have to do Uttanasana first. Uttana means intense forward stretch. And here, the most important thing you have to remember in Uttanasana, the maintaining of the hip to the elbow in one line. This is exactly we will also get in our Shirshasana, step 4, step 3, or in the final position, how from the crown of the head to the hip supports the legs to be raised up. That is, you gain from your Uttanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and Adho Mukha Virasana, the length of it. That's why never compromise on this. That's very important to make your Shirshasana more playable. And let us look how Uttanasana looks like. You have to go and turn to your side and keep your legs and approximately around shoulder distance. This is the exact distance also you keep during your Shirshasana, your elbows distance comes there. That's the exact distance and approximately happens there. From there, extend it. Once again remember, from the ankle till the elbow, the extension comes here. And belly pulled in, but there is no stress on the neck or shoulder. From there, without disturbing much, keep the knees soft. The firmness of the feet remain maintained. Then softly bend all the way from your hip. The hip to the wrist. See that extension there. Sorry, hip to the elbow. Abdomen pulled in and see the spine. And belly active and breathe here. Around 45 seconds to a minute. Okay. From there, actually, we will continue Adho Mukha Svanasana. By doing this, you can see that you are engaging the belly, you are extending the spine, and the shoulders are rolled out, and the breath happens smooth and long. That develops, your Shirshasana becomes really smooth. And this gives you a very solid base. If you have a few weeks, you consistently when you work. And when that is happens, from Uttanasana, we will continue the Adho Mukha Svanasana. It intensifies the work of the core and the sides of the body, and back muscles also very strongly builds for your Shirshasana. Let us take a look. You already have your Uttanasana here. From Uttanasana, first release your hands. Make sure the hand just in front of your toes. The fingers well open, bend the knee and walk back. See this, the weight between hands and legs equal share. Belly pulled in, wrist to the hip is active. If you are comfortable, hip to the heel is active. Maybe some of you may have a difficulty to reach the heels to the floor. That is the time the heel comes up,
the maybe weight goes more on your shoulder and your wrist. In this condition, just bend the knee and make sure your spine length. Bend the knee and lengthen your spine here and pull the belly. And this is a way you can share the weight more backward. And whoever comfortable, keep the feet completely flat and keep pulling the belly. Breathing mostly happens on your chest and clavicular, and there is no stress again and repeating on your shoulder or neck. What really does for you?
It's one of the very simple, yet you can see how much weight shares between front and back. This is exactly you need in your Shirshasana. When you're going up in Shirshasana, we have a fear. Okay, the body started floating. That can be drastically drops by building your Adho Mukha Svanasana proper. When you're doing Adho Mukha Svanasana, you pull the belly along. Exactly the opposite muscles works there. That helps you to lift the legs on the air much smoother. That's why engaging perineum and lower abdomen in Adho Mukha Svanasana is very important. Also, it's very easy to do it. That's you learn from Adho Mukha Svanasana, staying around 45 seconds to a minute. Since from the Adho Mukha Svanasana, the next becomes in Adho Mukha Virasana. Even it slows down, but the engaging of the hip to the wrist remain holds, like your Adho Mukha Svanasana. But at the same time, the majority of the benefits what you gain from Adho Mukha Svanasana also intensifies here. Take a look.
As you already did your Adho Mukha Svanasana in a proper distance, now without disturbing much, just bend the knee a little and wider than the shoulder and point the toes and smoothly sit back on the heels. But make sure the hand should not move. The fingers will remain well open, the palms remain there, and spine lengthens here, the forehead down. And extended trunk. Light contraction of the pelvic floor, which also pulls the lower abdomen. This is a beautiful stretch of the back muscles and sides of the body. Stay here again another 45 seconds to a minute.
You can see this, so simple yet very solid from the hip to the wrist. What really helps you? This three combination also helps you. The sudden rush of circulation to the head. Many times you have that fear, the circulation comes to the head, it becomes so heavy here. That can easily releases up for few weeks of consistent practice. When you go to the Shirshasana, body can easily absorb that and you can hold the position much smoother. The heaviness of that drastically disappears. And there is a lot of fear which we are holding to go upside down. That will be drastically reduces here with these three combination of practice. This way, this three combination has to be properly stabilized well before getting into the next. And the next one we are working now, it is called Matsya Krida. Matsya Krida is very simple. It's also called as dolphin stretch. Very important. If you do Matsya Krida properly, the 15 once you mastered, your Shirshasana, there is no more issues there. But you have to remember, Matsya Krida can be made too many variations. But then keeping it, certain few techniques are key. Please carefully listen these points. Okay, Matsya Krida continues from Adho Mukha Virasana. Just watch here.
Extend it and lengthen it. From this Adho Mukha Virasana, without disturbing much, bend the elbow and interlock your fingers. And between elbows, it should not be wider than your shoulder. The elbow should be remain shoulder distance and come over it. And active wrist should not come up and take your toes in. And raise the heels and your hips and pull the belly. The feet should be perpendicular. Feet should not move at all. Once you place, it is remain stays. Arms when it is placed remain stays. Then as you exhale, go down smoothly. As you inhale, come back. Also vice versa, you can do it. Exhale and go down. Just 15. After 15 when you complete, first stop there and give a little short break there. What normally we make mistakes here, this is very remember that mistake can easily change your whole pattern. This is what we do. You may not get anything out of it, but as you remember, this is has to be raised up. You can go more higher, but the heel should not move. Heel should be remain stable, and from there you have to work. That will stabilize us, and that will take very easy to your next steps. That's how the Matsya Kriya prepares for
the Shirshasana and gives enough strength and stability. Throughout the Matsya Kriya, make sure there is no stress on the neck. In case you have any shoulder related injuries or neck related injuries, careful with it. Otherwise, it is one of the powerful practice takes you into Shirshasana. I challenge you this. The 15 Matsya Kriya comfortably when you are able to do. Next moment you can go upside down, you are very safe. Only make sure during Matsya Kriya how strong your core is connected with your practice. Once your Matsya Kriya is comfortable 15 times, then we are ready for Shirshasana. Once you are comfortable with Matsya Kriya 15 times, you are ready for Shirshasana. Now we will move step by step to Shirshasana. Few areas you have to be remember always. In case you have a bad neck, high blood pressure, heart problems, or in case you have suffering like the high fever or any toxic in your body or taking a high dosage of medication, make sure take someone's guidance before getting into that, personal guidance. And also anyone having a otitis or a ear infection and eye infection, also careful with it, or please communicate with one of the senior teacher to proceed with it. Others, once you are step by step building up the previous steps, now we will ready for next 6 steps for Shirshasana. We'll go one after one. First, when you are ready here, just after Matsya Kriya,
As your hands is there, exactly there is continuous, you lift the head, interlock the fingers, and making sure elbows remain shoulder distance as in Shirshasana. Then there is a very strong lock between fingers. There is a little gap between wrists. Bring the crown of the head between the wrist. Then take a toes in. Remember, no stress on the neck or shoulder or the crown of the head. But elbows are very strongly supported with the forearms. After being here around 30 seconds, without disturbing much, just raise your hips and raise the heels. This is the step 3 of Shirshasana. You can make sure there is no stress on the neck and shoulder, the arms are very strongly supported. Once you are comfortable here around 45 seconds to a minute, then you can try one leg and release. After around 5 to 10 breaths, the other leg up. Other 5 to 10 breaths, release. Initially, you should stop here. Otherwise, you may experience some tension on the neck. But after some days, you don't need to stop, you can proceed the next step straight. But first few days, as long as there is no stress on the neck and head, then we are ready for to take up the next step or the step 4 of Shirshasana here. That's how it goes. Just take a quick look again. All the steps remain the same. We are going down and we are here and you are comfortable here. Your weight is more on the arms than the neck or head. Then softly taking up that. See, once you master here, this is around 45 seconds to a minute, around 10 to 12 breaths. Then, without disturbing much, just raise one leg up. Again, stay around 10 to 12 breaths. It's comfortable, then release that first. Then there is the other one also. If you both side you are comfortably able to play around it, then we are ready for complete Shirshasana. And you can gradually, initially stay around 5-6 breaths and gradually build up to 36 breaths here. That gives you a mastering of your Shirshasana and it also prepares you to take further steps or the next challenge, which is the legs movements and hands movements. But here you have to be play around 36 minutes and approximately around 3 minutes. Once you finish, softly you have to bend both the knees, gradually bring back to the step 4, softly go down. Then you must rest for few seconds in Shashankasana. Initial stage is very important, otherwise you may feel little dizzy.
Impossible is nothing. Taking up the challenge is the first step. The completing is the real celebration. And there is on the path, ups and downs are normal. Always, whenever you ups and downs, don't forget to comment in the comment box, or also in the FB as well as in the Insta. And remember, take us into your celebration and tag me, being Bharat, in every your progress and your growth. And don't forget to put a hashtag confidence21. And always share in case you enjoyed to your friends. And see you in the next video. And all the best and good luck. You are